The climb. 3 disabled veterans, 3 American wars, 1 goal to reach the top of one of the world's highest peaks. The inspiring story of their climb against the odds today, Sunday, August 22nd, 2010.
From NBC News, this is Today with Lester Holt and Jenna Wolfe, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Now to a story of triumph and 3 American veterans of 3 different wars who conquered Africa's Mount Kilimanjaro despite the disabilities that battle left them. Here to share their improbable story are Dan Nevins and Neil Duncan, and joining us from San Antonio, Texas, Kirk Bauer. And good morning to all of you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Good morning.
Kirk, let me begin with you. You did this pretty late in life. What inspired you?
Well, the Dan and Neil inspired me and all the wounded warriors that we've been working with in the sports program. They are just a fantastic group of young men and women, and they really like to test the limits. And so Disabled Sports USA created a Warfighter Sports Series, which basically is extreme sports events to really let them show how active they can be and challenge themselves to get involved in sports. And actually, that's part of our climb, is that bigger message that all of us, to our friends out there who have disabilities, all of us can be involved in sports and recreation.
Right. You lost.
We're going to lead a healthier life.
You lost your leg in Vietnam, so you've had a lot of years to adjust to it, but difficult at 62 making that climb. I understand you lost your artificial leg at one point during the climb.
Well, the artificial leg froze up. The battery died. It has a computer in it, and I had to switch to a mechanical leg. But also, it did fall off a number of times. All that walking, the stump shrank. So we had actually quite a few challenges in that regards. But we did a lot of careful preparation, and it really helped us get through and get to the bottom and the top.
Amazing. Let me turn to the guys here. Neil, you tried this once before, right?
I did.
And weren't able to complete. What made you try again?
Well, I knew it was attainable. I knew that with the right planning and the right preparation, we could make it to the top. It was a timing issue last year. We just didn't have enough time. The people that planned it weren't familiar with disability, and so I took that experience and remained forward-looking and replanned and readjusted and, put 3 guys on top.
And we should know you lost your legs in combat in Afghanistan. Dan, you were in Iraq.
Yes.
Tell me about the difficulty of making this climb. We think of Kilimanjaro as not a technical climb per se, but a lot of loose shale, a lot of steep ground. It must have been extraordinarily difficult.
Absolutely, and as an amputee, you have unique challenges. Not having ankles, for instance, or not having a knee, in Neil and Kirk's case, the amount of torque and strain that you put on what's left of your leg, your residual limb, is just brutal. And then you couple that in several hours a day, day after day, until you make it to the top. You're in pretty bad shape by the time you get there.
And I just want to hear from both of you. When you lost your legs, did you ever for a moment imagine you would be doing anything even remotely like this?
No. When I woke up in that hospital bed, wired shut, with both my legs amputated, I didn't know where things were going to go. I didn't know an amputee until I became an amputee, and so through programs often sponsored by Disabled Sports USA, I was able to get that freedom back, and a lot of people will attest to that same.
And Dan, how did you envision your future in those first days and weeks?
Absolutely. If I were to go back to 5+ years ago in that hospital bed, I never would have imagined myself walking again, let alone climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. So to look back on that time and to realize how far that I've come and so many others have come through, for me it was Wounded Warrior Project that introduced me to DSUSA, and there's been so many opportunities for me to just prove to myself that I can continue to be the person that I was before my injury.
Well, listen, you're all 3 very remarkable individuals. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate your service as well. Thanks so much. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more after these messages.